March 4th, 2026 Daily Bread. Passage: Exodus chapter 14 verse 15 to 31. Key verse 21 to 22. Title: Israel crosses the sea on dry ground. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Why are you crying out to me? Tell the Israelites to move on. Raise your staff and stretch out your hand over the sea, to divide the water so that the Israelites can go through the sea on dry ground. I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians so that they will go in after them. And I will gain glory through Pharaoh and all his army, through his chariots and his horsemen. The Egyptians will know that I am the Lord, when I gain glory through Pharaoh, his chariots, and his horsemen." Then the angel of God, who had been traveling in front of Israel's army, withdrew and went behind them. The pillar of cloud also moved from in front and stood behind them, coming between the armies of Egypt and Israel. Throughout the night, the cloud brought darkness to the one side and light to the other side, so neither went near the other all night long. Then Moses stretched out his hand over the sea. And all that night the Lord drove the sea back with a strong east wind and turned it into dry land. The waters were divided. And the Israelites went through the sea on dry ground, with a wall of water on their right and on their left. The Egyptians pursued them, and all Pharaoh's horses and chariots and horsemen followed them into the sea. During the last watch of the night, the Lord looked down from the pillar of fire and cloud at the Egyptian army and threw it into confusion. He jammed the wheels of their chariots so that they had difficulty driving, and the Egyptians said, "Let's get away from the Israelites. The Lord is fighting for them against Egypt." Then the Lord said to Moses, "Stretch out your hand over the sea, so that the waters may flow back over the Egyptians and their chariots and horsemen." Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and at daybreak the sea went back to its place. The Egyptians were fleeing toward it, and the Lord swept them into the sea. The water flowed back and covered the chariots and horsemen, the entire army of Pharaoh that had followed the Israelites into the sea. Not one of them survived. But the Israelites went through the sea on dry ground, with a wall of water on their right and on their left. That day the Lord saved Israel from the hands of the Egyptians. And Israel saw the Egyptians lying dead on the shore. And when the Israelites saw the mighty hand of the Lord displayed against the Egyptians, the people feared the Lord and put their trust in him and in Moses his servant. Daily Bread Message. The Lord works with Moses to carry out the battle, explaining his escape plan for Israel and trap for Egypt. Through both, God would reveal his power and his glory. To provide space and time for God's plan to develop, the angel of God moved to stand between Israel and Egypt, providing light to Israel but darkness to Egypt. The light was necessary, as when Moses obeyed and stretched his hand over the sea, a wind drove it apart, providing a canyon through the sea, through which Israel crossed the sea on dry ground. The impossible dead end they feared was transformed overnight into the very means of deliverance by the power and intervention of God their shepherd. The Egyptians did not fear God. But in the middle of the sea, they finally understood they were battling the Lord, not people. Their doom was quick and absolute. Seeing the dead Egyptians, Israel recognized the mighty hand of the Lord. As Moses promised, the Lord delivered them. They feared God and trusted Moses. So too, by answered prayer, help from fellow Christians, and unique experiences, we come to know the glory of God. Let's fear God and trust him. Prayer. Father, thank you for delivering me from my sin, an enemy beyond my ability to cope with. Help me trust in your presence, in impossible situations, obeying your direction by faith. One word: nothing is impossible with God.